I am Amrutha and you are watching TV9 News. You may have already heard of how COVID-19 surge has resulted in a shortage of life-saving medical services, from hospital space, drugs like remdesivir to even oxygen cylinders. COVID-19 patients are desperately fighting to keep breathing. Now there's some good news as well as bad news. To solve the problem of a crunch in oxygen cylinders, doctors are recommending oxygen concentrators as an option to severely ill COVID-19 patients or those who need it for long-term oxygen therapy for recovery. Oxygen therapy is required to keep our blood oxygen level from falling below the normal level. We have learned in the past 1 year of the pandemic how blood oxygen level and a drop in blood oxygen level is in fact a sign of severe COVID-19 infection. So what are oxygen concentrators and how are they different from oxygen cylinders, and most importantly, do you need them? I will answer all these questions. The good news is that COVID-19 patients and their families can also explore options of getting oxygen concentrators in case they are unable to find any oxygen cylinders. There are also some added advantages to oxygen concentrators when compared to oxygen cylinders. There are also some added advantages to oxygen concentrators when compared to cylinders, which I will also brief about. First, let's understand how oxygen concentrators work. Oxygen concentrators dispense oxygen to patients via a nasal cannula or oxygen masks, just like oxygen cylinders. The concentrators use natural air to filter out nitrogen and provide oxygen to patients, thus providing the much needed higher amounts of oxygen which is required for oxygen therapy. There are multiple differences between concentrators and cylinders as well as advantages. Oxygen concentrators are portable devices and can be safely used at homes too. In contrast, oxygen cylinders are bulky and are prone to explosion too. Secondly, since oxygen concentrators gather oxygen from the natural air, it is an ongoing process. Unlike oxygen cylinders, which come with a fixed amount of pressurized oxygen and require a refill. Oxygen concentrators are not exclusive to COVID-19 treatment. They are used by those with asthma, lung cancer, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease and the flu as well. The Delhi government has asked hospitals to provide COVID-19 patients with oxygen concentrators upon their discharge so that they can continue oxygen therapy at home. Do you need an oxygen concentrator? If you search up oxygen concentrator on the internet, you will find many options to purchase it online on either Amazon or Flipkart. But do not do so without a prescription. According to the US Food and Drug Administration, too much oxygen intake can also lead to oxygen toxicity. Oxygen is comprised of 21% of the air, and if we receive too much of the oxygen, it may result in complications. Moreover, a doctor sets the level of oxygen that needs to be dispensed based on a patient's requirement. If used without a prescription, you might end up taking too little or too much of oxygen than required. How much do oxygen concentrators cost? Oxygen concentrators cost anywhere between 40,000 rupees to 70,000 rupees. Owing to the increase in demand nowadays, reports suggest there is an increase in the price by 10,000 to 15,000 rupees too. Some retailers also offer oxygen concentrators on rent. The bad news is that reports suggest oxygen concentrators are also in short supply. Before the pandemic began, retailers sold about 5 to 6 units per month, which has drastically increased during the period of the pandemic. Oxygen concentrator need to be imported from China as there are no Indian manufacturers. Even American brands have their products manufactured in China. India's CSIR IIP is already working to solve the problem of manufacturing. It is developing oxygen concentrators and plans to release them into the market soon. In the time being, the best way to stay safe from novel coronavirus is to wear a mask, maintain social distancing and sanitize regularly. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you liked it. Also leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to TV9 News.